Planet X TV.
What's happening, Planet X? Today I'm chilling with my mystery guest. We'll be back right after this for some more action.
Only here on Planet X.
You guys, let's find out what this guy is all about right here on Planet X TV. All right, Planet X, let's go ahead and take a look at the short look of the trailer. Heart, Hope, and Glory, Masters of the Triple Crown.
In all walks of life, and especially in the world of sports, there are game changers.
Secretariat was really unlike any other 2-year-old I've ever been on.
Keep doing that, I wouldn't even make the top, and I want to be somebody. You should to make living, that was not my cup of tea. I want to be somebody since I was a kid.
I don't know how you can explain Hart any better than watching the final, quarter of a mile in the Belmont.
Heart, Hope, and Glory is a tribute to 3 such game changers. 3 amazing athletes. 3 jockeys who rose above the headlines of the raucous 1970s to define the sport of horse racing in their own terms as winners of the Triple Crown. From their diverse and humble beginnings, Heart, Hope, and Glory will look at the career histories and the individual lives of these exceptional athletes. We will find that ultimately it comes down to a few select individuals who exceed all expectations, leaving us with iconic sporting events and imprinted moments to savor for a lifetime. Now, over 3 decades later, and for the first time together in front of the cameras, these 3 athletes will share their stories with each other and with the world. Along the way, Heart, Hope, and Glory will visit with a host of industry greats, old friends, family, and colleagues who will provide a unique and personal perspective on these 3 champions. In the end, there is a good reason that winning the Triple Crown is such a big deal. Heart, Hope, and Glory leaves no doubt as to why.
All right, guys, we're going to find out what the mystery man to my right over here is going to be doing right after this.
Planet X is brought to you by Super Shuttle, the official transportation partner for Planet X TV. When you need a lift, think Super Shuttle.
Planet X TV.
Heart, Hope, and Glory. John Russo is getting into detail of, we would say a documentary, but more like a jockumentary here. You going to tell us a little about that?
Yeah, the documentary is called Heart, Hope, and Glory, Masters of the Triple Crown. And it's a project we've been working on for about 2 years, and it follows and introduces us to the 3 living legends who rode Secretariat, Seattle Slew, and Affirmed. And of course, the Triple Crown hadn't been won in 37 years until just this last year. And so what we're doing is we're expanding the documentary, and part 2 is called The Millennial Connection. So now we get to bring in a younger audience into the sport of horse racing.
So we're focusing on the athletes. The sport is a lot more extreme than what we just see on the track, you guys. John, you want to tell us about the athletes and anything that you see particular in the film?
Well, come to find out, until I had gotten into this, I probably had the same opinion as a lot of people, that it's just a jockey that's just holding on to a horse. But if you ever watch these guys, they're on their tippy toes, and they're on an animal that goes from 0 to 40 in about 6 seconds. And you got a 1,500-pound animal, and they're all bumping into each other. And these jockeys, pound for pound, about some of the toughest athletes on the planet. And so it's interesting to watch the lives and understand what goes into the training of a jockey and that whole aspect. It's very interesting.
I mean, they're eating right. These guys are not the biggest guys, so you have to remain small and very light for these horses to fly and be able to win the Triple Crown. Is there anything special that you are liking more about the film right now than another part?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, one of the things that I learned as I got into it and first started this thing is that when you look at horse racing, information on the horses is so well categorized and referenced, and their bloodlines and virtually everything about the horses. But come to find out, horse racing hasn't done the best job in documenting the history of the people in the sport. And when you look at the people, you know, you've got the owners, the trainers, the jockeys, there's farriers, there's so many different connections to the horse that makes what ultimately is a champion horse.
There's really an entourage behind the horse.
Absolutely. There's a whole behind the scenes, and the people and the characters, it's across the spectrum, from the wealthiest to the poorest, and to, you know, to be honest, horse racing in a lot of ways has gotten a bad flack because of some of the bad apples. But there's so many great people in the sport, and that's part of what we're focusing on, is telling the stories about the people.
So it sounds like you're learning a lot doing the documentary. Is that correct?
Yeah, very much so. Like I said, I got into this about 2 years ago, and 2 years ago I did an interview at the Racing Hall of Fame up in Saratoga, upstate New York. And at that time I was asking questions that the writer who had provided this, the information, I was asking questions that I didn't really fully understand. I was just up there 2 weeks ago, and I was talking with the lead historian with the Racing Hall of Fame, and I'm now telling him stories about the sport that he didn't know. So I've taken it to heart.
All right, Planet X, chilling here with John Russo, really getting into Heart, Hope, and Glory. We'll be right back. More Planet X after this.
Planet X TV.
Planet X is brought to you by the Inn at Sunset Cliffs here in beautiful Ocean Beach, California. Check it, book it, you'll love it.
Planet X TV.
All right, guys, we're going to get in deep with John Russo here. What's going on in Africa with the horse racing? What's the scene like? I've never been down there myself. I'm sure most of our viewers haven't been down there. You want to tell us all about that?
Yeah, a little bit. As a matter of fact, when I was doing a lot of the filming and stuff originally with Planet X Africa, I didn't really follow the horse racing scene. And until I got involved in this documentary, I didn't know how big it was. And I went over there with Triple Crown jockey Jean Couget, who rode Seattle Slew in 1977. And I took over. You would have thought I was bringing over Muhammad Ali or some other. You know, he's so well respected over there. But horse racing is huge over there. We went to visit Summerhill Stud Farm, which is outside of Durban, and visited with Mick Goss, who's the biggest horse owner and trainer and one of the most prestigious farms in South Africa. And it is amazing how much they do to contribute to the sport, and what amazing athletes they have as far as their jockeys and the trainers and the people. It's a beautiful sport over there, and they really give it the respect that it's due.
What do you think draws horse racing to Africa? Because I know that's not something I would think is a connection. What about Africa and horse racing?
Well, Africa, you've almost always associated with speed. You've got fast runners, even in extreme sports, there's fast bikers, mountain bikers, skateboarders, surfers. Across the board, there's just great athletes over there. There's something about Africa that is very grounding and is very earthy, and so their connection to horses is very special over there. And so they put a lot of effort and great pride into breeding incredible thoroughbreds. And so there's there's some lessons that America can actually learn from South Africa and what they've done over there.
You guys, that's John Russo's deeper look into Heart, Hope, and Glory, Masters of the Triple Crown, right here on Planet X.
He was a working class horse that was about to take on the likes of the best, and did it for a tenner a week.
We were a tight-knit community, as most mining communities are.
Once a pit's shut, you could forget it.
When I look back now, I don't know how I did it.
She said, I'm going to breed a racehorse.
I said, don't talk stupid.
I don't know nothing about horses. I don't.
All I knew was go in the betting shop, put money down, and lose.
These sort of people.
And here we have owners, lords, dukes.
They like to keep us commoners out. But I wasn't having any of it.
The syndicate came together for one simple reason. They wanted to see if it could work.
John said, we're all in an alliance. This is our dream. We'll name it Dream Alliance.
This horse was bred and brought up on an allotment. How can that possibly be a success? And they are off.
My heart was pounding.
Come on, Dream.
3/4 of a mile out, there was only going to be one winner.
Dream Alliance wins it.
This horse, he was really making a name for himself.
Dream and the world at his feet.
The Dream Alliance has gone. Dream Alliance has gone. The favourite is on the deck.
I said, if there's any chance that he can survive this, we don't care whether he can race again. You've got to keep him alive.
If that horse only had 3 legs, we would have him. To us, he was like one of the family.
He enriched a lot of lives.
It's elation when you can do something and no one gives you a chance.
I'm so proud to be part of that. It was something coming out of the village, doing good.
And that's something special.
All right, guys, we'll be right back more here on Planet X.
Planet X TV. Planet X TV.
People ask me, why do you risk death? For me, this is life.
Welcome to New York. Anything to declare?
I'm going to hang a high wire between the 2 towers of the World Trade Center and work on it.
Good luck.
No matter where I was going or what I was doing, I was always searching, looking for the perfect place to hang my wire.
Whoa.
I need you to help me pull this off. I got just the guys. Now it starts.
Come on, make it snappy. I'm in a red zone.
I'll figure out how to get the wire across. I think we should wait.
No! This is extremely illegal, not to mention dangerous.
It's full of doubts. But when it's time to step on the wire, I don't know if I'll be able to take my first step.
Your heart will tell you what to do. The man is obviously crazy. Are we just here to watch him die?
This isn't a game, Philippe. One mistake out there, and you're going to die.
People ask me, why do you risk death? For me, this is life.
You're definitely gonna love seeing how Robert Zemeckis tells the story of Philippe Petit and his walk between the two towers in this grand visual way.
You always have to watch the wire walker looking up. You never get the perspective of what it's like to be on the wire. That's what I want to do, is put you on the towers with IMAX 3D.
I'm going to hang a high wire between the two towers and walk on it.
This is extremely dangerous.
John Zemeckis is a genius. It's just so inspiring.
My head is full of doubts. When it's time to step on the wire, I don't know if I'll be able to take my first step.
Your heart will tell you what to do. Robert Zemeckis really has visual spectacle and human connectivity. And whether you're talking about Back to the Future, Castaway, or Flight, now The Walk, they have both.
Being able to actually present the beauty and the passion and the artistry of Philippe's walk is what I'm most proud of.
Philippe, what you're doing, something beautiful.
All right, guys, we'll be back with more action right after this.
Planet X TV.
If you wish to appear on Planet X TV or to get more information, please email us at info@planetx.tv.
Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. Planet X is brought to you by Super Shuttle, the official transportation partner for Planet X TV. When you need a lift, think Super Shuttle.
All right, Planet X, we're back with John here, chilling by the ocean in San Diego. The difference between what an actual racing horse is going to do is much different. Can you tell us more about that?
Well, the whole thing about a racehorse is the start. And I just finished doing a piece recently with Chris McCarron, who's the guy who trained Tobey Maguire to ride in Seabiscuit. He was the technical consultant. And we were doing a whole series on what's involved in getting a horse acclimated to the gait. And there's like a 6-step process. You know, once they come from being just a baby, a 1-year-old horse, first thing they do is just get them acclimated to the gait, because getting out of the gate is the biggest part of getting a horse on the track and being a champion. Once they're out there, a lot of times horses are worked together with what they call a rabbit horse, which is a horse that helps lead them. And horses love a competitive nature. That's why you see all these nose-to-nose type races. So it works to help with other trained horses. And again, there's the 4 pillars. Without an owner and a trainer and the jockey, you don't have a winning horse. So it takes those 4 components.
Just like the human athletes, you guys. You got to train, you You got to eat right. Horses got to do the same. Now, John, you're wearing a very important shirt today. You want to tell us about that shirt a little bit?
Yeah, one of the main reasons that we're doing the film Heart, Hope, and Glory is to help raise awareness and raise funds for the PDJF, which is the Permanently Disabled Jockeys Fund. And unlike a lot of other sports, horse racing and jockeys are not governed by a league. And so every jockey is an independent contractor. Every jockey has to fend for themselves.
And these guys are getting injured, seriously injured.
Yeah, it's a dangerous sport. And there's a lot of jockeys that have had dangerous falls. And so this association, PDJF, helps support those jockeys with funds and to help them get back on track and help get their lives going again.
All right, Planet X. John, thanks for coming out. We really appreciate all the film. You guys, make sure you make your donation to the cause. We'll see you next week on Planet X.
Thank you for watching Planet X TV.
Planet X is brought to you by the Inn at Sunset Cliffs here in beautiful Ocean Beach, California. Check it, book it, you'll love it.